Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most enduring mysteries surrounding the Marian apparitions at Fatima, the enigmatic Third Secret. Sister Lúcia, one of the young visionaries to whom the Virgin Mary appeared, received 3 secrets in 1917. It wasn't until 1941, at the request of the local bishop, that she revealed the first 2. But the third secret? That was a different story altogether. Lúcia hesitated, unsure if it was God's will to disclose it. For years, it remained unwritten. Then, in 1943, a significant event occurred. Sister Lúcia fell gravely ill, and the bishop, believing the secret needed to be preserved, ordered her to commit it to writing. Obediently, Lúcia penned the words, sealed them in an envelope, with instructions that it was not to be opened until 1960, a time when it was believed its meaning would become clearer. Fast forward to 1960, a year marked with anticipation by many who followed the Fatima prophecies. However, the Vatican's announcement that year sent ripples of disappointment and further speculation across the globe. A press release stated that it was most probable the third secret would remain under absolute seal indefinitely. This only fueled the mystery and the desire to know what those hidden words contained. It wasn't until June 26, 2000, a full 40 years after the intended revelation date, that the Vatican finally published the text they claimed to be the third secret of Fatima. The released text described a vision, the Holy Father, along with other religious figures, ascending a steep mountain, passing through a city in ruins. At the summit, they were met with a barrage of gunfire from a group of soldiers, resulting in their deaths. However, the release of this text did not bring an end to the speculation. Instead, it ignited a wave of skepticism and debate. Critics and many within the Catholic Church questioned whether this was indeed the complete third secret, or even the authentic one at all. Their doubts stemmed from several key inconsistencies and testimonies. One of the primary points of contention revolves around the physical form of the secret, as described by Sister Lúcia herself. Father Alonso, the official Fatima archivist for 16 years, stated in his book that Sister Lúcia told him she wrote the third secret on a single sheet of paper. This directly contradicts the Vatican's released text, which is handwritten on 4 separate sheets. This discrepancy raises a significant red flag for those trying to understand the truth behind the secret. If Lúcia explicitly stated it was written on 1 page, why does the official version span 4? Adding to this skepticism are indications that the third secret was written in the format of a signed letter addressed to the Bishop of Leiria. This detail comes from various accounts and interpretations of the events surrounding its writing and sealing. However, the text released by the Vatican in 2000 does not resemble a personal letter at all. It's a narrative vision, lacking the salutation and closing one would expect from a letter addressed to a specific individual. This difference in format further fuels the argument that the published text might not be the complete or original third secret. So, if what the Vatican unveiled in the year 2000 isn't the true third secret, then what could it possibly be? Over the years, numerous individuals closely connected to Fatima and the Vatican have offered their insights and theories on the real essence of this hidden message. Their perspectives offer a fascinating glimpse into what the content of the unrevealed secret might entail. One of the most significant voices in this debate was Cardinal Sciappi, a man who held a unique position within the Church. As the personal papal theologian to 3 popes, John XXII, Paul VI, and John Paul II, he had the rare privilege of reading the third secret. According to various reports, Cardinal Sciappi stated that the third secret foretold, among other things, that a great apostasy in the Church will begin at the top in the year 1972. This timeline was later adjusted by some interpretations to 1984. The idea of an internal crisis of faith, originating within the highest levels of the Church, is a powerful and unsettling prophecy. Bishop Venancio do Amaral, the Bishop of Leiria Fatima itself, also offered his perspective on the content of the secret. His declaration was quite specific. The secret of Fatima speaks neither of atomic bombs, nor of nuclear warheads, nor of SS-20 missiles. Its contents concern only our faith, the Catholic faith. He firmly believed that to associate the secret with catastrophic physical events like nuclear holocaust was to fundamentally misunderstand and deform the true meaning of the message. For Bishop du Amaral, the third secret was a spiritual warning, a prophecy concerning the trials and tribulations the Catholic faith would face. Another intriguing account comes from Reverend Dr. Gangamore Adipur, who attended the Second Vatican Ecumenical Council between 1962 and 1965. He claimed to have been shown a copy of the third secret that contained a portion notably missing from the Vatican's official explanation. According to Dr. Adipur, this missing part predicted the fall of the modern Catholic Church. This is a stark and dramatic prediction, suggesting a significant decline or transformation of the Church as we know it. Reinforcing this theme of internal church crisis is the testimony of Father Delindo Ruotalo, a mystic and spiritual director. He claimed that the main thrust of the original secret, which he reportedly viewed over 35 years before the year 2000, was a prediction by the Holy Virgin of an unbelievable total doctrinal and moral spiritual collapse of the establishment Catholic Church. He believed this was something Vatican officials would be understandably hesitant to admit publicly. This perspective paints a picture of a profound internal struggle within the Church, affecting its core teachings and moral authority. Cardinal Silvio Adi, who served as the secretary of Archbishop Angelo Giuseppe Roncalli, later Pope John XXI, offered his own theory deeply intertwined with a pivotal event in modern church history. He suggested that the key event in 1960 that might be connected to the Third Secret was, without a doubt, the launching of the preparatory phase of the Second Vatican Council. Therefore, Cardinal Adi stated he would not be surprised if the secret had something to do with the convocation of Vatican II. When questioned further about why he held this belief, Cardinal Adi explained that it stemmed, in part, from Pope John XXI's attitude during their conversations. He deduced, but it is only a hypothesis, that the secret might contain a part that could have a rather unpleasant ring to it. John XXI had convened the council with the explicit intention of guiding the Church towards addressing the pressing problems facing humanity, starting with internal reform and a renewed focus on the evangelical perfection sought by consecrated persons. Cardinal Adi acknowledged the great merits of the Second Vatican Council, but also pointed to the many sad things that occurred in conjunction with it. He cited the significant number of priests who left the priesthood, estimated to be around 80,000, and recalled Pope Paul VI's anguished cry in 1968 against the auto-demolition taking place in the Church, famously stating that Satan's smoke has made its way into the temple of God through some crack. In Cardinal Adi's view, the Third Secret was not primarily about a supposed conversion of Russia, as some had speculated, but rather concerned a revolution in the Catholic Church. He believed that the Blessed Virgin was alerting us against apostasy in the Church. The numerous innovations and changes that emerged following Vatican II, in his opinion, seemed to constitute a true internal revolution. Looking back at 1960, the year Sister Lúcia was instructed to reveal the Third Secret, the convocation of the Second Vatican Council, and the subsequent reformation of the Catholic Church stand out as the most significant and transformative events within the Church. It is precisely for these reasons that many believe the Second Vatican Council represents the likely fulfillment, or at least a major aspect, of what was predicted in the Third Secret of Fatima. The prophecies of internal strife, doctrinal and moral challenges, and a potential crisis of faith within the Church seem to align with the turbulent period that followed this pivotal council. The idea that the Third Secret pertains to an internal crisis within the Catholic Church, particularly in the wake of Vatican II, gains further traction when we consider the words and actions of various popes in the years following the council. Pope Paul VI's lament about the smoke of Satan entering the Church is a powerful indictment of the spiritual and moral challenges he perceived. Similarly, the anxieties and concerns expressed by other high-ranking members of the clergy suggest a period of significant upheaval and transformation that many felt was foreseen in the Fatima prophecy. The debate over the Third Secret often boils down to two main interpretations, one focusing on external, catastrophic events, and the other on internal struggles within the Church. While the Vatican's released vision certainly depicts violence and suffering, many argue that its imagery is symbolic of a deeper spiritual battle. The city in ruins could represent the crumbling of traditional doctrines or the erosion of faith. The attack on the Holy Father and other religious figures could symbolize the persecution or martyrdom of those holding true to traditional beliefs amidst a changing church landscape. It's important to remember the historical context surrounding the Fatima apparitions. World War I was raging, and the world was grappling with immense social and political upheaval. The first two secrets revealed by Our Lady of Fatima spoke of the end of the war, the rise of communism, and the potential for even greater conflict if humanity did not repent. Given this backdrop, it's understandable that many initially interpreted the third secret as a prophecy of global catastrophe, perhaps even a nuclear war, especially during the Cold War era. However, the testimonies of those who claim to have read the unreleased portions of the secret consistently point towards an internal crisis of faith. Cardinal Sciappi's prediction of apostasy beginning at the top, Bishop Du Amiral's emphasis on the secret concerning only the Catholic faith, Reverend Dr. Adiper's mention of the fall of the modern Catholic Church, and Father Ruotolo's assertion of a doctrinal and moral collapse all paint a similar picture. These accounts suggest that the most significant threat foreseen at Fatima was not external destruction, but an internal weakening of the Church itself. Cardinal Oddi's theory linking the third secret to the Second Vatican Council is particularly compelling. The council was intended to modernize the Church and make it more relevant to the contemporary world. While it brought about many positive changes, it also led to significant debates and divisions within the Catholic community. The rapid changes in liturgy, doctrine interpretation, and social engagement caused confusion and concern for many faithful Catholics who felt that the traditions of the Church were being undermined. The increase in the number of priests and religious leaving their vocations after Vatican II is a well-documented phenomenon. This exodus, along with the perceived decline in traditional Catholic practices and beliefs, fueled the argument that the Council itself might be the unpleasant element hinted at by Cardinal Oddi and potentially foreseen in the third secret. The idea that the very reforms intended to strengthen the Church might inadvertently lead to a period of internal struggle and apostasy is a sobering thought. Furthermore, the innovations that emerged following Vatican II, while intended to revitalize the Church, were viewed by some as a radical departure from traditional teachings. These changes led to the formation of various traditionalist movements who believed that the spirit of Vatican II had gone too far and was undermining the fundamental truths of the Catholic faith. This internal conflict and division within the Church could be seen as a fulfillment of a prophecy warning against apostasy and a revolution from within. The Vatican's decision to keep the third secret under wraps for so long, and the subsequent controversy surrounding the released text, have only deepened the mystery and fueled the various interpretations. If the secret truly foretold an internal crisis or significant challenges arising from within the Church itself, it's understandable why Vatican officials might have been hesitant to release such a message, fearing it could cause further division and unrest among the faithful. Ultimately, the true content and meaning of the third secret of Fatima remain a subject of intense debate and speculation. While the Vatican has presented its official version, the inconsistencies with Sister Lucia's descriptions and the compelling testimonies of others who claim to have knowledge of the full secret continue to raise questions. The possibility that the secret pertains to an internal crisis within the Catholic Church, potentially linked to the Second Vatican Council and its aftermath, is a perspective supported by a significant body of evidence and the insights of credible individuals. Whether the third secret foretold specific events or a more general trend of spiritual and doctrinal challenges within the Church, its enduring mystery serves as a reminder of the profound and often enigmatic nature of prophetic messages. The ongoing discussion highlights the importance of faith, discernment, and the interpretation of religious prophecy within the context of historical events and the lived experience of the Church. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the third secret of Fatima. It's a complex and fascinating topic with many layers, and I hope this discussion has shed some light on the different perspectives and theories surrounding this enduring mystery. What are your thoughts on the third secret? Do you believe the Vatican released the full text? What do you think its true meaning might be? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content like this. We'll see you in the next video.